Welcome to my YouTube channel Mechanical Engineering Management, and this is a basic mechanical engineering video lecture series. Today we are going to discuss about Rankine cycle. So let's see, first of all, the question can be asked in your examination. List the main components of a Rankine cycle. Explain the working of the Rankine cycle with a neat diagram. Derive the expression for the thermal efficiency of the Rankine cycle. So let's start with the block diagram of the Rankine cycle. These are the 5 different parts in the Rankine cycle. So let's start with the first one, boiler, that is considered as a heat source. So here the steam is generated from the boiler that will be supplied to the turbine. So this is actually the expander, you can say, where the steam will expand and so that the net work done will be given by the turbine. And here at the exit, the steam is at the low pressure and that is supplied to the condenser, and so that the steam will converted into the condensate. So here the steam is condensed with the help of this cooling water. So at the end, the steam is converted into the condensed water. Next, the pressure is increased of this condensed water with the help of this pump. So that is called as the feed pump, and then pressurized condensed water is supplied to this boiler. Thus the cycle is repeated. So this is very simple diagram of the Rankine cycle. Here you can see the animation of the Rankine cycle. Now let's see the concept of the Rankine cycle. The Rankine cycle is actually the fundamental thermodynamic cycle which is used in the steam power plant. It converts heat energy, here you can see, into the mechanical work using water, or you can say the steam as the working fluid. Now definition of the Rankine cycle. So the Rankine cycle is a closed cycle, here you can see, in which water is heated into the steam by using the boiler, then it is expanded in a turbine to produce the work, then again it is condensed back to water for reuse. Now the processes in Rankine cycle. So basically the cycle consists of 4 main processes. First one, 1-2 process, where expansion is there in the turbine, that is called as isentropic expansion. Then 2-3 process, condensation process in the condenser. Then 3-4 process, that is isentropic compression by using this feed pump. And then 4-1, that is actually heat addition process with the help of the boiler. Now I am going to draw the pressure versus volume diagram and temperature versus entropy diagram for the Rankine cycle. So my dear friend, keep in mind pressure is always on the y-axis in the PV diagram and temperature is always on the y-axis on the temperature versus entropy diagram. This is actually the saturation curve. In this TS diagram also this is the saturation curve. Now I am going to start with the 3-4 process first. Here the water from the hot well is pumped from the condenser pressure to the boiler pressure with the help of this feed pump. So simply you can understand the pressure is increased with the help of this feed pump. So I can mention this is 3-4 process. But here you can understand during this 3-4 process volume remains constant because of only the pressure is increased with the help of this feed pump. On the temperature versus entropy diagram, it is like this. Entropy remains constant because of this is isentropic compression. Next, 4-1 process. The water is heated up to the saturation temperature in the boiler, and that is indicated by 4-4 dash. So here you can see 4-4 dash. And then during the process 4-1, water is completely converted into the dry saturated steam. So this is actually the saturation curve. From that you can understand here the phase is liquid and here the phase is gas. So in the boiler, first sensible heat is supplied and then latent heat is supplied. So 4 to 4 days is the sensible heat, then 4 days to 1 is the latent heat. So during the 4 to 4 days only the temperature is increased. That means the temperature of the water is increased in the boiler first and then start to convert from liquid to gaseous phase. That means from water to steam during this 4 days to 1 process. Now depending on the amount of the heat supplied to the boiler, water may be converted into the wet steam. That means at the 1 dash, or it can be at the dry saturated steam, that means at 1 point, and it can be in the superheated steam at 1 double dash. So my dear friend, keep in mind at point 1 it is dry saturated steam and at point 1 dash it is wet steam, because of only some of the portion is converted into the steam, and at 1 double dash it is superheated steam because of it is beyond the saturation curve. That means the temperature is higher than the saturation temperature. The same thing I can mention on the TS diagram. First 4 days process up to the saturation curve, then again 4 days to 1. Again over here 1 dash is for the wet steam and 1 double dash is for the superheated steam. My dear friend, keep in mind on the temperature versus entropy diagram, this is the curve. Now process 1-2 in the turbine. The steam enter into the turbine where the steam expands isentropically to the condenser pressure. So here the pressure is reduced, and so that it will be like this 1-2 process. The pressure is reduced. Again it is isentropic process, that's why it is a curve on the pressure versus volume diagram. If it is wet steam, then it will be like this 1 dash 2 dash. If it is superheated steam, then it will be 1 dash to 2 double dash. Similarly over here on the temperature versus entropy diagram, 1-2, then 1 dash 2 dash, then 1 double dash 2 double dash. My dear friend, you know that in the turbine there is isentropic expansion. That's why it must be the vertical line. Because of you know that during the isentropic process, entropy remains constant. Now the last process, 2-3 process. The exhausted steam is condensed completely in the condenser, and so that the phase is changed from gaseous to liquid, and so that the phase is changed now completely in the liquid phase. So here you can see it is completely converted into the liquid phase. Again you know that this is the saturation curve. So here this portion is for the liquid and this one is for the gas line. On the TS diagram also now you can understand. Now you know that for the feed pump you have to give the work done. That's why it is called as the work done that is supplied to the pump. So I can write WP, that means the work done given to the pump. And you know that again this is actually the enthalpy difference, that is H4 minus H3. Again you know that here this is actually the liquid, that's why it is called as F4. And here again this is actually in the form of liquid, so it will be HF3. So F means liquid. Now here you have to give the heat supplied to the boiler, so it is QB, means heat supplied to the boiler. So I can write QB is equal to again H1 minus H4. Here the phase is the steam, so H1 only, and here this phase is the water, so you can understand now it should be HF4. Next, turbine will give you the work done, so you can say it is WT, work done by the turbine. So here the enthalpy is greater than this one, and so that you can say it is H1 minus H2. But again here the phase is the steam, so you can say simply H1. Here the phase is again gaseous phase, so it will be H2. Now here the heat will be rejected with the help of the cooling water. So you can say QC is the heat absorbed by the cooling water with the help of this condenser. So I can say QC is equal to H2 minus H3. Because of here you can understand it is actually absorbed heat. So heat level is higher over here than this one. So it will be H2 minus H3. Again the phase is gaseous phase, so it will be H2, and here the phase is the liquid, so it will be HF3. So in the whole system you can find the net work done, that is WT minus WP. So that I can find the efficiency of Rankine cycle as output upon input. Output is the net work done. So I can put it over here, W net. Input is actually the heat supplied at boiler, so you can say it is QB. Put the value of W net as WT minus WP upon QB as it is. So now you can put the WT is equal to H1 minus H2, WP is equal to HF4 minus HF3, and QB is equal to H1 minus HF4. So this is actually the efficiency of the Rankine cycle. Now what are the advantages of the Rankine cycle? So very simple. It is simple and practical cycle. Next, widely used in the power plants, especially in the steam power plant. Next, uses water in the cycle, you can see, and which is very cheap and easily available. Now the limitations of this Rankine cycle. Efficiency is lower than the Carnot cycle. Because of already we have discussed, Carnot cycle is actually ideal cycle where lots of assumptions are there and which is used to compare the other cycle. That's why Carnot cycle has highest efficiency. Next, moisture at the turbine, and that can be damage to this turbine blade. Here you can see after 1-2 process, if the steam is wet steam, then you can see the moisture content is here also. If the steam is dry saturated, then at the end of the expansion, it is again below this saturation line. That means there is a moisture. If it is superheated steam, then again there will be the moisture content at the end of the expansion process, and that moisture can damage the turbine blades. Large condenser is required. Thanks my dear friend for watching this video. Kindly like, share and subscribe.